Good afternoon, ladies. How are you doing? Thank you for pivoting and coming on earlier today. When you get here, say that you're here so that I know if somebody's on with me. My niece is graduating from high school today, and her family dinner will be this evening at 6, and I really did not want to, rush home. By the time we got there, we'd have to leave about a half an hour after getting there in order to get back home. So that's why we're going to do it now. Alrighty. And I'm sure nobody's going to be on with me for the pure fact that it is an absolutely gorgeous day today. All right, let's get started. So I have a menagerie of things on my table. I do have the 2024-26 in color flat pearls. I also have the 25-27 in color flat pearls because I'm kind of thinking I might want to do that Timid Tiger. Don't know yet. And then I also have the Starburst sequin. And I was kind of thinking maybe the purple. I don't know. So I'm going to set those aside for a second. I did bring in the 12 Days of Crafting Advent Calendar stamp set because I think I'm going to make this one a graduation card for my other niece who graduated from MSU 2 weeks ago. So kind of thinking, for someone extra special, proud of you, something like that. Not 100% sure, but this is where my brain is leaning. I'm going to use some Pecan Pie ink today. And then the measurements. Hi, Patty. So our measurements for today's card, and it is a fancy fold. Well, kind of a fancy fold. It's called a front flap card. So you're going to need a piece of cardstock that measures 5.5 by 8, and you're going to score at 1/2 and 3 3/4. You're going to need 2 pieces of the same pattern paper, 3 by 5 1/4. You're going to need a piece of white, 4 by 5 1/4. Then you're going to need another piece that's the same color as your base, 4 by 4, and then you scored it at 1/2 inch, which is what's going to make our cute little foldy piece. Then something that coordinates, that is, and you need 2 of them, 3 1/4 by 3 3/4, and then a whole slew of embellishments, whatever floats your boat. So let's kind of get started, and I do need a bone folder. Sorry, I still have this darn cough. It hasn't not gone away. Alrighty, let's get rolling. I see I have 2 people on with me, but I'm just not sure who, because it does not tell me unless you type that you're here. Okay, so I'm going to set a few things aside, and we're going to do I already have all mine scored, so you're going to want to make sure yours is scored. You will need that 1/2 inch and 3 3/4 right here. So I'm going to take my little sticky note off, and you're going to fold at that 3 3/4 and give that a good crispy edge. Then this 1/2 inch, you're going to fold that back in on itself. Now, I am using two-tone cardstock just because I like how it gives you that effect of a variation of color. Next, I am going to take my pattern paper, the 3 by 5 1/4. One piece is going to go here. So let's get that on, and I have a funny feeling I'm going to need to change adhesives here in about 2 seconds. Or I know I am very, very close. So I do have a refill sitting right next to me so that I am able to load it up. Okay. And again, I am using that Garden Poetry again today. I loved that set. I am so glad my friend had pointed it out to me as, one of those sleeper packs, kind of like, maybe not. All right, so this is going to go here. And of course, I already have Anna's card ready to go, but I don't have Nina's. So this one might be Nina's card. And the good thing is I know she's not watching. So, all right. We're going to set that aside. Now we're going to work on our coordinating piece, that 4x4 piece. And for that, you wanted to score at 1/2 inch. So I'm going to fold that and give it a good crispy edge, because this piece is going to lay inside like that. That's why I'm not putting my white down first, because I want to be able to hide this seam. So let's put some score tape along this 1/2 inch piece right there. Okay, I just varnished it with my finger. All right, so I'm going to open this up, and I want to center this little flap. I like mine open so that I can see right where I'm placing it. Okay, that looks to be about center. And you do want that score line to go right along that edge of your card. See, I'm not perfectly even. That's why I didn't press it all the way down, because I was sensing I was not all the way even. Now, you could always put this little flap, that little 1/2 inch flap on the back. That's completely up to you. Right, that looks pretty good. I don't think Nina's going to pull out a ruler and measure my sides. But let's pull in our white piece now. And that is going to go here so it covers up that seam, okay? I don't think I'm going to glue it down yet. I think I want to first do my stamping, just in case I make a boo-boo. So I'm going to close this and then close that. Oh, yes. See, I like that already. Now I'm going to take that coordinating paper, which the orange and yellow flowers were on the one side, and it's that ombre wash was the back side. So I think I'm going to put one here. I just want to, I don't know. Oh, yeah. See, I kind of like this one because it has that lighter peachy color. I think I want that for the outside. Certainly hope everybody has been enjoying today's weather. After we're done with our class, I'm going to go back outside for just a little before I have to hop in the shower. And I want to try to get my front yard start the weeding process, so that next week I can go get some flowers. Okay, we're going to put the other piece up there. We don't like a naked cards. So I'm going to center this up here. I'm hoping this week I can get the 2 scrapbook workshops photographed so that we can get those dates published and you are able to sign up. All right, let's do our stamping, because I think I want my card to open like this as opposed to it opening this way. I want just something different. So, all right, let's just kind of look to see what we have here in my embellishment clusters. That's a definite no. Oh, see, now that I like. Let's see how this vellum, let's maybe tuck it as if it's coming from the back side, maybe. All right, I like the vellum. Let's check out our little bit of gold. Okay, what if we twist this and put our sentiment more here? Because this yellow is, oh, definitely not the right yellow. I do like this yellow, but I think it's too light next to that pattern. Don't like that. For sure don't like that. So I think I'm going to go with this. Now it's just a matter of which of these. And this we might need to do a little cut. And this was from a paper pumpkin. There, now we have 2 pieces, so that might work. All right, let's stamp this, and then I'm going to stamp the inside. Then that way we can continue with, oh, I got a little green sprig in here. This might work. All right, let's put that, keep that out too. All right, so I think for the outside, I want for someone extra special. And then I think the inside, I think I'm going to put proud of you. And again, this one has not been used, so I am going to use my finger just to get the residue off from the manufacturing. Okay, these we're not using, so I'm just going to get this right off my table. And let's pull in our pecan pie. I am so glad that Stampin' Up! Is going to all photopolymer. It's so much easier to see what you're doing. So I'm going to go a little bit on the higher side, just in case I decide to stamp congratulations under it, and that is definitely crooked. So let's try that again. Probably because the stamp is crooked on my block. All right, let's line that top up with that little line. There we go. Okay. Okie dokie. We're going to try this again. Hopefully it's not crooked. Perfect! Yay! All right. And since this was cut, you always get that little bit of an edge where it bevels the opposite side. I'm going to just use my bone folder, and I'm going to press against the edges so that beveled edge is not sticking up on the inside of my card. So I'm just running my bone folder over it, just to smoosh that out. Oh, that's much better. Much, much better. Okay. And I think I'm going to do, let's use a dauber. Just for a little. Yes, today's graduation is my brother's second oldest, Anna, and she will be going to U of D Mercy in the fall for nursing, and she got a track scholarship. And I'm sure she's also got other scholarships, but that's the one I know about. I would say that looks really pretty now. See, I think that's just a bit too much. What would the vellum look like on this? Oh, see, the vellum would look really pretty. What if we put it going along this edge? All right, let's get this inside our card. And then we can figure out our outside and see if we do put something on the inside. Okay, so I'm going to put this centered in my card. Now, if anybody is typing comments, I'm not able to see any comments today. All right. I'm just going to lay the vellum piece here because I may keep it. I'm not 100% sure, because if you close this, well, you see a little bit of it, not much. All right, let's do our sentiment next. And it's definitely crooked on the block. So let's get it straight on the block. Then that way I won't be crooked on. Okay. There we go. And we're going to put this right in the center. Perfect. Perfect. All right. This needs to go on here somehow. So that's not 100% sure how much of this we're going to use. Now, what if we put it on this side? It's not really covering up that, which is fine. And I don't mind it falling off that edge a little. Let's try this little bit of a green sprig. Oh, see, that I like. I like that. And I think I have another one. I did. And it's the same color. I'm just thinking, let's just see with that coming. Oh, see, I like that better than the gold, I think. I think we've got enough gold, but let's just, oh, well, that I'm not opposed to either. That looks really pretty. I think this would have been too much, so we're not going to use that. And now I'm not sure if I'm going to use the bow or not. Because if I put the bow here, you're really not going to see the words. Well, what if I put it a little higher? And clip, nope, we're not using the bow. So the bow is off. And I think I like it like that. I think that looks really, really pretty. Okay, let's get foam behind our sentiment, but we're not going to attach it just yet. I am so sorry. I have got like drainage and all kinds of goobly goo, and I was up here working last night, putting the finishing touches on a workshop. And then I'm like, oh, I'm just going to lay on the bed and watch TV for a little bit. Well, I fell asleep. And then woke up here, which I slept pretty good. All right, so what we want to do is we want the flowers to be our top layer coming out. So that means I need to put my gold on first, then the green leaves. So let's And I think I could even clip this a little bit more because you're really not going to see it. All right, let's just lay that green leaf there because I know I want the gold coming from behind that. Like so. Perfect. All right, we're going to do our leaf. I think I can trim that just a hair. Okay, we're going to do our bottom leaf next before I put the whole floral piece on. I still need to move last week's video over to YouTube and obviously today's video over to YouTube. So hopefully this week. And I might be down to the final IEPs, not 100% sure yet. I have one tomorrow that I do know of, and possibly 3 more. All right, I'm gonna lay my flower down. Okay, and let's take our backing off of this, off of our sentiment piece. Okay, I'm gonna lay that right there. Okay, that looks really pretty. Okay, let's flip this up and now decide about the vellum piece. What are we thinking? Yes? No? I know I don't like it on this side. Well, or do we like it on this side? Let's close it. Because you would just see that little bit there, but when it was on this side, you saw less. Oh, Lori and Jeannie are on. Yay! So do we think that little vellum on the left, right, or no vellum at all on the inside? Here, let me bring this up a little higher. So this is it on the left. So it's just peeking out. Now, if I were to put it on the right-hand side, I'm going to move that over here. Close. And then you're only seeing a teeny tiny bit right here on the right. So vellum on the left, right, or no vellum at all. I think I kind of liked it better peeking out of the on the left. I think I'm going to put it on the left. And I am going to use my Barely Art really like just little bits. Oop, and that's even too much. I'm just going to kind of dot it within the color. That looks so pretty. All right, we're gonna close this all back up. See, it looks like that flower is just continuing the extension. So pretty. All right, let's add some dots. And let's pull these out. So this, well, the white looked really pretty. I don't think I like the purple at all, but I do like the white. All right, let's try this. I don't think I want the yellow because I believe we've got enough yellow going on. I'm going to say no to this whole set. That is a, nope, not that one. Let's try this one that has Timid Tiger. No, I'm still really leaning towards the white. I thought I was going to use the orange, but I don't think so. Definitely not the pink. And the yellow is not the same yellow. It is once it's down here, but up here, no. All right, those are no's. I think I'm going with the white. And I'm going to start with a large, and I'm going to go way high with that. And now I'm going to do the little smalls. And I think we're going to go one here. And then let's do, so if I did a triangle, I kind of want it tucked as if it's coming out from underneath that shape, that scallop box. Just that little bit. I think that looks pretty good. I don't think I like that one up there though. All right, let's see if I can move that. I don't think it's had enough time to set. No, it hasn't. And I think I'm going to bring it as if it's coming off of the card. That's a little bit better. Let's take our rub and remove eraser, get the residue off. There, much, much better. And I don't think I like that one there either. All right, let's see if I can move that one. I think that's got to go up here. Yes, much better. Much, much, much better. And I think we could actually go with two more. We're going to put a small one down here near that large one. And now I'm going to grab a large one and we're going to go here with it. Oh, there we go. Much better. Much better. And then you would flip up and then just like that. Now, if you want, you could always tack this down. Totally up to you. This also could be a gift card holder. If you sealed up your sides, then your gift card would come poking out. Totally up to you. I think I'm just going to give Nina cash because she got her first job and she will be moving to Chicago soon. So I know she's going to need that. I like it. I think it's so pretty. Such a pretty and fun card. I hope you liked it. And I hope you make many, many, many of these because they are fun. So have a great rest of your Sunday. And I will be moving this video over. hopefully this week. And let's see, anything else? Anything else we can think of? The 2 scrapbook workshops should be coming very, very soon. I just want to see, could we? But see, then you miss, unless I cut the tails smaller. All right, let's see, could I make the bow itself a little smaller? And then cut those tails smaller. I really want this bow on here. And I think I kind of like it right about there. All right, let's get ourselves a good glue dot, and then I am going to trim those tails. All right, let's glue dot this. And let's grab our ribbon scissors. Oh, yes. Yes, I'm glad we just made it tiny bit smaller. That looks so much better. Now it looks finished. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. Now we're set to go, ladies. So enjoy the rest of your Sunday. I'm going to go play in the dirt for a little bit and then go see my beautiful niece. Have a great Sunday, and I will see you all next week for another Sunday Fun Day, and it is another fancy fold card. Be ready for that one. All right, have a good one. Good night or good afternoon, whatever. Bye.